Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for March 31st. March 31st is the 90th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 91st in leap years, with 275 days remaining to the end of the year. March 31st is also the last day of the first quarter. I've also learned that March 31st is World Backup Day, celebrated by the backup industry and tech industry all over the world. World Backup Day highlights the importance of protecting data and keeping systems and computers secure. The first World Backup Day was in 2011 and highlights the importance of backing up your data. World Backup Day. Today's word is myriad. Myriad can be a noun or an adjective. As a noun, myriad may mean 10,000 or a great number. As an adjective, myriad means innumerable, both numerous and diverse, having innumerable aspects or elements. The word myriad comes to us from Greek. First known use of the word myriad is in 1555 as a noun and 1735 as an adjective. Myriad. And with that, this is the birthday of Austrian composer Franz Joseph Haydn, born March 31st, 1732. He's considered one of the most important composers of his time and is often called the father of the symphony or the father of the string quartet. Haydn was a major influence on Mozart and Beethoven. He lived to the age of 77. My goodness, America's growing pains. In December of 1773, disgruntled American colonists, in protest of British taxation, destroyed an entire shipment of tea being delivered by the East India Company. Pretty sure we've mentioned the East India Company before. This event was called the Boston Tea Party, and we have mentioned that before. This act of rebellion and defiance prompted the British government to exert or attempt to exert even greater control over the American colonies. And on March 31st, 1774, the British Parliament passed the Coercive Acts, also known as the Intolerable Acts, in the colonies in response to the Boston Tea Party. The first of the Coercive Acts, there were 4 of them. The first one aimed to close the port of Boston and tighten control over the Massachusetts colony. The second act revoked the colony's charter and gave the royal governor sweeping powers to appoint officials and make decisions without regard to any input from the colonial legislature. The third act, the Administration of Justice Act, allowed British officials accused of crimes to be tried in Britain rather than in the colonies, as they might be more likely to face sympathetic juries in Britain. The fourth act, the Quartering Act, required colonists to provide housing and provisions for British soldiers. We mentioned this one the other day, and I think that I understated how very much the colonists hated this one, hated having those British soldiers in their homes for a variety of reasons. Rather than get things back under control, according to the wishes of the British government, the Coercive Acts only inflamed the wrath of the American colonists, ultimately contributing to the outbreak of the American Revolution the following year. There are many more things that have happened and notable people who have been born and died on March 31st throughout history, and I've mentioned some of those in previous episodes, and I'll include links to those in case you're interested in taking a look at them. Today's song is Don't Break the Heart That Loves You by Connie Francis. Written by Benny Davis and Murray Mincher. Murray Mincher used the pseudonym Ted Murray. If you happen to see that name instead of Murray Mincher, he's going under the pseudonym of Ted Murray. Don't Break the Heart That Loves You was released in January of 1962 and hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 March 31st of 1962. Connie Francis was a very popular American pop singer, actress, and top charting vocalist of the 1950s and 60s, known for hits like Who's Sorry Now, Lipstick on Your Collar, and Where the Boys Are. She had a total of 53 charted hits on the Billboard Hot 100, 3 of them in that number 1 position. Don't Break the Heart That Loves You by Connie Francis, number 1, March 31st, 1962. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that is called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, Parler, BitChute, and Getter. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Do not disturb.
Okay, I turned Do Not Disturb on.
Good job. Third time better be a charm. One more time. Are you making some sound? Get on out of here. And we're gonna edit that out. Flinging happiness all over the place. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.